Okay, I think we are live. All right, hello everyone. Good evening, and this is the first slash second official episode of Pumpamentals. Me and Confugen, so that's at Confugen on Twitter, Confu there. I'll show you his Twitter, and we're just going to talk about what's going on in the markets today because potentially the bull market's back on, and we want to kind of give our opinions on what's going on. So this is me and Confidence new show, new podcast. We're hoping to do it every Wednesday evening on UK time slash Ireland time. So yeah, let's Confu, how's it going there?
Hey man, yeah, good thanks. Yeah, like you said, it's good timing for this podcast with with the market ascending after Trump paused tariffs for everyone.
Yeah, Trump sorted us out, gave us a bit of a few things to talk about.
Exactly.
Trump has just been absolutely crazy. He's the wildest KOL we've ever seen.
Yeah, he really is, right, because like Truth Social is like his Telegram where he gives you the like lowdown, and then you have like today, right? I think he said you guys should start buying now, like three
Yeah,
hours before, and then 3 hours later, he's like, oh, I'm pausing tariffs for everyone apart from China, and everything's so yeah,
man,
it's pretty
you
crazy.
actually have to be locked in on his Truth Social. Like I feel like there's so much alpha there if you're a news trader.
You,
Maybe people are starting to be aware of that now, but that's something you kind of need to be paying attention to, especially at the moment.
Yeah, you can follow like Trump Truth Social on X and they repost everything
Yeah,
there. But
yeah,
it doesn't always like I follow it, but I didn't see that post from him. So I guess it doesn't always show you stuff, but it's still pretty useful.
yeah. Like if you had seen that tweet early, like you could have printed on anything.
You could have just
Farcoin.
full ported into Farquay.
Yeah,
So,
Farcoin. Yeah, I actually want to pull up the Farcoin chart because it's crazy. Um,
I actually wanted to full port in yesterday, but I was busy. I was quite busy at work, and then I was pretty tired. Cause I don't know, I just had this feeling like, I was watching it, and it's yesterday was pretty strong as well. And it's
yeah,
people are saying it's like the leading indicator of risk,
yeah,
which
it
makes sense.
is.
So yeah, I think it's here to stay because it went to it went to 2 billion all-time high, right?
Yeah,
So it can definitely get back there as long as obviously the market continues to be risk on. So
I think it's the consensus meme now. Like before, Whiff was. Now I think it's Farcoin. Oh, geez, yeah. There's a long way to go. There's a long, long way to go. It went to 2.7 billion.
wow.
So
Yeah, so
yeah,
yeah. It's like you said, it's like the whiff or Pepe of this kind of next cycle.
yeah.
And the
If
thing
we
is,
do,
yeah.
yeah, go on. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say the thing is it actually makes sense as well because TradFi reports on it. They're
Yeah,
like the market's down, but Farcoin is up 10%. So it's actually broke maybe more than even whiff. It's broken and Pepe is broken into main like TradFi at
yeah,
least.
yeah, for sure. And yeah, like this is a perfect cup, cup and handle. And then if you wanted to trade this, I say wait for the bounce on this line. If we are back onto risk on, and yeah, I think my thoughts on Farcoin, it's kind of the main meme coin play for the moment. Um, and like other memes, like the older memes, I'd be a little bit less confident on. This has obviously gotten the main amount of attention, and the other kind of thing, which we might discuss later on in the video, is you'd probably be wanting to look out for new memes because in the bear market in the last cycle, that's when Pepe came out of nowhere and went to a billion within 2 weeks, and
Hmm.
there wasn't that many people in crypto Twitter, so you know, a billion market cap divided by a couple of thousand DJs on Twitter, like people made really a huge amount of money really, really fast. So it's in those kind of quiet time. Well, obviously it's not quiet now, but in a bear market, you need to watch out. Or I think we're in a new time period for crypto. So crypto goes through these periods. So there's a new time period. Farcoin is still kind of from the last time period, but potentially in this new time period, be on the lookout for either a new meta entirely or new memes. But for the moment, I think Farcoin is definitely one of them.
100%.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about this is kind of a decision tree from Ansem, and I think we both agree it kind of makes sense. So I don't know if you are, but I'm definitely not really a economic slash tariff expert. So we won't. We're I for sure am just a degenerate, so I'm not going to pretend like I know what's going to happen so much. But I think this kind of makes sense of what's going to play out over the next 90 days, depending on Trump's decisioning.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, same as you. I'm not a big macro expert, but yeah, that kind of makes sense. Like if we make a deal with China, we're going to send really high. If we don't, it doesn't look as good, but it's still not like it doesn't appear too bad. But then if we escalate into, is it like a war or something, then
Yeah,
a
Taiwan.
conflict with Taiwan, then GG's.
Yeah, that's the bear market then. And he kind of says, best case scenario, we're chopping for another month or two before breaking back into the old range over summer and then new all-time highs in August slash September. So we still have time. In the other scenario, which is probably the most realistic scenario, that there's going to be, I feel like the market's going to need a bit of chop period for another few months before it recovers. I think this is kind of the most likely scenario in my mind, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think I agree.
Um, do you want to talk about memes or will we talk about airdrop farming?
I don't mind actually. We could, if you want, we could do airdrop farming first.
Sure,
Because
sure.
I know you were saying before we started recording, that's been one of your kind of main focuses at the moment, right?
Yeah, like I feel like in choppy markets when you're going sideways, there's like when markets are up only, you can catch a meme or you can buy a NFT or you can buy any coin on leverage and you can make money. But when things are going sideways, it's harder to do that. So, or if we're going down. So in those kind of times, I don't want to be risking capital for, you know, potentially not that much upside. So I just put my stables to work and
Mm-hmm.
eventually when the bull market's back on, hopefully get a nice airdrop for doing that. Um,
Which ones have
so
you been looking at?
so the main ones I'm farming at the moment, I think my subscribers probably know at this point, but Abstract, which is the Pudgy Penguins one, I think that's a very easy one to get involved with because you just play some games. Um, I'm not on my crypto laptop, so I can't really show you. But yeah, have you tried Abstract?
Yeah, so I used it more initially when it first launched. I got a few badges, like you said, for using
Yeah.
apps like Multiplier Fun, I think I used, and I played On-Chain Heroes because I had that NFT for a bit, and yeah, basically got a bit of XP. I had a little pudgy for a bit as well, but then I sold it. Um,
Okay.
so yeah, I've used it a little bit, probably not like enough to get a decent airdrop, but I'll probably get something.
Yeah.
Um,
I think
yeah,
that's the
maybe I
smart
should
thing to
look.
do.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe I should buy some memes on there because I know they some of them have been doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Even if they don't do that well, but at least I'll get some points as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. I think the best meme, in my opinion, on there is Newt Newt. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, is that the top market cap, like native abstract meme?
I think so. I'm not sure. But I'd say it probably is. Do you know that guy Crypto Dan?
No, I don't
No?
think so. No.
He's a YouTuber and he's just shilling this one like crazy. So it's kind of, when
Uh,
an influencer has a coin that they're backing, they can do quite well. So I think he shilled it to his private group here and then shilled it to, you know, everyone else a bit later on. So I think this could become the biggest meme on Abstract. I'm not sure if it is, to be honest. Um,
Okay.
but
So what was the current market cap of that?
it's 15 million, so it's tiny.
Okay, and it's up 15% ish. Oh no, sorry, it's up 23% today,
20%.
right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow. Yeah,
yeah.
that's a
So I
good
bought a little
indicator.
bit of this. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. I think there are other memes on abstract that are probably in the same league. I don't think there. I think there's probably ones that have a similar market cap. I don't think there's a huge discrepancy. So it might not be the winner, but it could be. And yeah, you're farming points by trading on there. But the main thing I'm doing is personally on this is because I'm basically farming two airdrops then and myriad markets. This is a betting website. Um, yeah, here. So this is on abstract. This is like polymarket except for abstract. So anytime I can go to markets, see which ones you can bet with real money. So basically, I check if any of these are also on Polymarket, and then I'll just bet on both of them, like either side. So I'll be delta neutral. So you can just put on a big amount of size on this, and then a big amount of size on Polymarket. And if they're the same, like who's going to win this football match or who's going to win the title, like no matter what happens, you're gonna not lose any money, but you're farming both of the airdrops if you want to be risk free doing that. So that's kind of what I'm doing. Or you can just, be a gambler and just gamble if you want, but that's kind of my strategy because I think Polymarket might do an airdrop as well. And if Polymarket do an airdrop, I think that would be actually a massive airdrop because I don't think people are farming it because no one like knows if they're going to do an airdrop. And I think it's like probably going to be worth a lot. Like it's probably going to have a big market cap because it's one of the prediction markets. It's one of like the big narratives. Polymarket is being so successful. Like,
Yeah, that makes sense. That's smart actually. I never thought about that delta neutral strategy because I have used Polymarket once just in case one kind of even one transaction qualifies for an airdrop. So I have used it, and I have used Myriad, but I've only used the testnet. So I guess I should use now. You can actually use
yeah,
real money, right? I should probably use it
yeah.
again. Yeah.
Yeah, you can. If you want to do that, that's a strategy. And if you don't want to use money, you can do the testnet stuff. They still have it where you just bet on stuff with points. So it's not actually really real money. And that'll probably
Okay.
help with an airdrop as well, yeah. Because I think probably Myriad is going to have its own airdrop on top of that. But I don't know if
Um,
that, yeah, I don't know if that would be worth anything. So I'm kind of just doing it for the abstract airdrop.
yeah, you never know, right? It's usually the ones where you have the least confidence to do the best. So
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
like, yeah, Myriad has a really nice UI as well. Like, I really need to. I never really think about it. You know, like when like with the tarot stuff. I guess you could be betting on the outcome, right? On these platforms, and
Yeah.
even just not even betting, but because a lot of money, especially in Polymarket, goes into this, it kind of gives you an indication of what will happen. Like I think yesterday or the day before, I saw massive rate cuts. Like the odds are really high now for that. So
Yeah, they are.
it's really interesting just to get kind
Yeah.
of inside information as well.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's a lot you can learn. Like Fed decision in May, main. Okay, still saying no change, but I think throughout the year in 2025, this one, it's like the highest one is three rate cuts, but like there's still a good chance of like massive eight or more rate cuts, 10% chance. So it's kind of crazy. I suppose if that were to happen, it's probably a bearish thing. It means fucking things have gone really bad.
Yeah,
So yeah, but we're very we're a 10% chance that we don't get rate cuts in 2025. So it's something to be looking forward to by the end of the year.
nice.
The last thing that I'm farming, if we want to move on from that from Polymarket, is what is it? Polymarket abstract. Oh yeah, Sonic. Have you played around on Sonic?
You know what? I haven't, but I do like the founder, Andre Crony or whatever his surname is.
Yeah.
I do think he's pretty smart. He's good at, he was very good at DeFi last cycle, and even this cycle, I think Sonic's doing pretty well, right? I've been meaning to use it. It's just, because this cycle there's so many chains you can look at. I just got a bit overwhelmed, so I haven't looked at it yet.
Oh
But
yeah,
how
yeah, that's fair.
have you been using it much?
Yeah, like I think the nice thing about Abstract is the UI and the UX is really nice if you're like normie. And
Yeah.
similarly, Sonic, it's EVM, but it's super fast. So it's quite good. I think Sonic is it kind of depends what kind of if you want to choose between Abstract or Sonic. Abstract is kind of retail, gaming, streaming, that kind of stuff. And then Sonic is just basically just for DeFi. It's like super DeFi heavy. So if you're more interested in DeFi, go down to Sonic. You can just try things on there. And then if you're more interested on like kind of fun stuff, Abstract is probably the better one.
That makes sense. Yeah, definitely Sonic is on my list because they've got a big airdrop supposedly incoming as well, right? So
Yeah, massive. Because yeah, I think like a billion or something.
it's probably going to be one of those that's underfarmed, and then it's probably going to be decent, and then people will be like, "Oh, like Hyperliquid, I wish I farmed it." So
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if any airdrop's going to be like Hyperliquid again.
yeah,
That
true,
was
true.
crazy. And you're doing a bit on Berachain now, aren't you? I haven't done anything in there.
In Berachain, do you say?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So I was pretty big on it, like, but more. I'm not a DeFi guy, so that's probably why even for Sonic I wasn't really doing too much. But for Berachain, I was more buying the kind of NFTs and stuff. The like
yeah,
the various ecosystems, like the Honey Jar ecosystem, where they it's basically getting exposure to DeFi, where they create their own kind of Ponzi's or DeFi kind of income streams, and you just hold the NFTs. But what I've been doing is actually trading them instead of holding too many of them, um, because I'm kind of just buying the rumor, selling the news. So I'm selling before they actually start doing stuff, just in case it doesn't work out. And the yeah, I farm testing it a little bit. I didn't really get a big airdrop from it though. I got a little bit, but nothing crazy. But then because I farmed it, I've been able to get other airdrops. So I got Henlo. I don't know if you got that one, but that's the like one of the biggest memes. So I got that from having loads of Barra chain farming and like NFTs
nice,
and stuff. And then I recently, so their biggest dex is called Ooga Booga, and I got because I was in the somehow I don't know why, because I'm not even a massive like whale. I was in the top 3,000 wallets, so I got an airdrop for that, which was not bad
nice.
as well. But with all the airdrops, I just sell straight away, so it could go higher. But I'm just claiming and selling
That's the
these days.
play. Yeah.
Yeah, because the Dex isn't is kind of annoying to use. I think Berachain is good, but it's just a bit clunky. So
Is it?
yeah, and a lot of the APRs were dropping, so people were at least yesterday people were exiting, but then today it had like a god candle, so I don't know what's really going on with it, but it's an interesting ecosystem. But yeah, I'm not sure if it's kind of going to be how long it'll last. I don't know. So.
Yeah, so that you're not really doing much on it anymore then. Like there's not much like memes kicking off there or anything.
I mean, Henlo did pretty good. It went to like it went to 100 million, I think, but it's probably dropped now to like 50 or so. That's probably one to watch. The only issue is I personally,
Are these the same? Henlo and Henlo.
oh, it's confusing. There's a Henlo on
Yeah.
base. That's by Sinners. That's like a hamster
Yeah,
racing game.
I have that one, but they're
Yeah,
not the
that
same.
one's okay as well. But yeah, the Henlo on Barra is different.
Okay.
It's like they're kind of the word they say to each other to greet each other, Henlo, instead of hello. And
Yeah, all right, yeah,
Um, the issue is the founder was complaining yesterday that he's not getting enough support and he might move to another protocol. So that's why I'm kind of staying away from
yeah. Wow.
Henlo.
Jesus.
Yeah. So there's a bit of drama over in Barachain. as well. And like their biggest NFT minted, like I think it was last week, Steady Teddies.
Yeah,
Um, so what's crazy is it pumped the price of Bera, and then after the mint and after people traded it, the price actually dumped as people migrated off. So it seems like the main event so far has been this mint. Um, so yeah, I don't know
okay.
what other catalysts they have coming up. Like, as in, I'm sure it'll be fine, but I feel like, yeah, you're better off maybe looking at Sonic, like what you're doing, looking at Sonic or Abstract, because they both have airdrops, and like Abstract has a TGE as well, so it has a bit more kind of incentives, I guess.
Yeah, actually, the other one I'm farming still is Hyperliquid because they created their EVM chain now, so you can actually use. They have a layer one that you can use DeFi on it now as well. So I've just started doing a little bit on there because obviously Hyperliquid's one of the biggest chains now, or one of the biggest market caps. So even if they do, and their last airdrop was very generous, like I don't think it's going to be the same size, and it's probably going to be more heavily farmed. But even still, I think it's worth doing as well if you have the time. Yeah, I think like in these kind of sideways times, it's kind of nice to just airdrop farm because you're kind of unsure of what's going to happen next. Like any of these scenarios is basically like we're going sideways for a while, so might as well just do a bit of airdrop farming if you want to stay active.
Yeah, exactly. Hyperliquid as well. I quite like it. Like I've been using it to buy trade a little bit, and again for the NFTs, I was minting some NFTs over there on the
Oh,
chain and
nice,
trading
nice.
them. For me, that I find that a bit more interesting than I'm not like a leverage person, so to farm it, I've just been doing that instead.
What
Um, yeah.
which NFTs? Hippie or babies? So
That's the first one. I minted those.
yeah, did you?
And
Jesus, they did really well.
yeah, I didn't expect them to do that well, but I did expect them to do. The thing is, I
What's
after
the
I minted
NFT
them,
site called again? Do you know? For Hyperliquid.
for Hyperliquid, what do I use? I use OpenSea actually.
Oh, it's on OpenSea. Oh, okay.
Oh no, sorry, actually, no. So Hypeo wasn't OpenSea before they bridged. I haven't. Let me
I
just.
forget. I
Yeah,
had it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
I
You're
haven't
fine.
actually gone on it like the past few weeks, but oh,
Yeah.
sorry, I remember now. Drip.trade.
Oh yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
wanted
so
to have a
Hypeos did really well. I didn't like I did expect it, but not to go this well. But then
Do you
apparently the
still have them?
Hyperliquids. No, I sold mine. I sold mine
Oh,
for decent games, but not the top. But
Jesus, man, they're up to 150 now. Fucking hell.
yeah, they went higher actually. They
Really?
retraced.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think the Hyperliquid team has a few of them, so they quite like it.
Man, why is
Um,
that? Why is everything a Milady derivative?
and, that's actually the reason I minted it because I hold a kimono kaki, that thing on base, and it just
Oh
gets me
yeah,
mints to anything that's milady like. So and then I'll generally mint it if it's fairly cheap. These were so cheap, they were like 0.03 ETH. So I was like, why not, right? I minted a few of
yeah,
them. So um yeah, I feel like how Basie was the thing last cycle when you minted all the derivatives and made money. It's definitely milady this cycle, isn't it? So
yeah. And I think hype itself is it's one of the main coins that I want to be buying personally for the next, few months for the next rest of the bull cycle. So yeah, if you want exposure and getting the airdrop should be really nice as well. But yeah, hype had a nice day today. Where is it?
yeah, I sold mine. You know when they had that issue with the like
Jelly
the
Jelly.
yeah the jelly issue, yeah. So I
Yeah,
had mine staked and unstaked and I probably sold it like maybe around this price. I don't know, maybe like 14, 15. I can't remember.
yeah,
But I probably should have looked at getting back in, but I'll probably wait a bit. And if it retraces again, I think the market's showing this is one of the strongest coins. So yeah, I'd
yeah.
like
I
to go
think
back in.
probably chops around here before. Don't think you need to be in a rush. It's not going to go like that probably, but chop around and make new highs eventually. I think.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I do think Like I don't know, like do you use the leverage products? I've
Yeah,
heard it's
I
like the
use it.
best, right? So
Yeah, it's so good. And like even spot now, they have spot, so you can if you want to buy Bitcoin, you can just buy Bitcoin on Hyperliquid, but it's way cheaper than buying it on Coinbase, like the fees and stuff, or sell it. You know what I mean? You can just transfer your Bitcoin to Hyperliquid and then sell it there, and it's better fees.
oh,
So
nice. You know
yeah,
what? They need to add Fartcoin. I've noticed they don't have spot right for that. They've just got
they don't. Yeah,
caps.
yeah, they don't have. They only have spot at the moment for Bitcoin and Hyperliquid, and I think maybe ETH. So I think they're yeah they're gonna start with the big ones first. But yeah, I think Farcoin's probably on the top of their list at this point.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Maybe we touch on some of the newer meme coins, a bit of the DGen stuff that's popping off.
Sure.
Was there any you were looking at recently that you thought were funny or that you
Yes.
made a nice trade on? Oh,
Yeah. So what interests me the most actually is the trenches. I know people say it's dead,
yeah.
but I find
It's
that the
it's
most
kind of come
interesting.
back. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, and I only look in Solana. Like I know like I'm probably will look in abstract, but generally I'll just look at Solana memes. And the one I got into recently was the Minecraft meme.
Yeah. What's
Um,
that?
so um I'm just trying to so it's called Jockey, yeah, that's it. So it's like Chicken Jockey. So it's
Oh, I
like
saw
I've
that.
never played Minecraft, but you know, because the movies come out and there's this Chicken Jockey character in the
Right.
movie, and it's gone viral on like social media when people watch it. When this Chicken Jockey character comes on, people throw their drinks, throw their popcorn, and it just went like really, really viral. So because I saw that, I was like, oh, okay, this is this is like a talking point going viral, hits, So that's why I got a bit of this. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty
We were
cool.
saying, yeah, we were saying just before the stream, that when times are a bit more quiet, like you actually had more than a week to get into this. If you like saw this getting viral on social media before it popped, like really went crazy. So like when the trenches are dead, it's actually sometimes the easiest time to find stuff.
Yeah, I scanned this at 200K, and this was when it was already really viral. And it
Yeah.
took, like you said, it took so long to pop off, and then it did a 35x. So
Yeah.
yeah, like you said, you can just take a like obviously it depends on your financial means, but even if you're putting like really small amounts, if you see a potential like this, like 20, even $20, like if you 35x that, it's still good, right? So um yeah,
Yeah. This one came up, I saw this one at 40K. I went to
wow.
2 mil and I faded it because I thought it was fucking stupid. It's like they made they made a Barbie doll for LeBron. So it's like, okay,
Oh my god.
that's not really that amazing, but it still went to a million, so or what, 2 million. So like there is opportunities out there and like you do have time to get into them because people aren't really paying attention. I think the main one at the moment is this retard finder coin.
I
Have you seen
saw
this?
that fairly early, but I don't know why I never looked into it enough. But yeah, that one's done. It went. I'm sure it went to like 80 mil today. This
Yeah,
one.
went yeah, 85 million. Still just in a parabola. But this came out what, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
For
Crazy.
some reason, because I normally find my stuff from the timeline or someone lets me know, and this one never. It did come, but not much on my timeline, which was a bit
Yeah.
weird. I think I don't
Yes.
know why, but it's just I know Elon Musk has been replying to this account, I think, which is helping it do well.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why it went this high. Are you looking at the ones that I'm in at the moment are house coin? Have you seen this one?
I was in that one too. That's a good one. I was thinking of getting back in because I do think it's so I think what I'm seeing is there's two kind of categories of memes that are doing well. So the first
Yeah.
one I think is anti tradfi. So like
Yeah.
house coin, like house prices like this one, and then fart coin, right? It's just so
Yeah.
ridiculous tradfi reports on it. and then the other sector is like chat GPT coins. So we saw like Ghibli, where people could change their photos into Ghiblified photos,
Yeah.
and then that went to 20 mil. And then we saw recently the the one that makes you into a toy box.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that one pumped today a little bit. So I figure I think it's called, yeah. So you're seeing, I know it's not really AI, but it's like a branch of AI. Those two kind of categories seem to be taking off right now. But
Yeah.
this house ones, you think it's gonna kind of continue?
I'm not sure. I know you know Faptal, that
He's
account.
a good account, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of his coin and Lexapro. So they're two kind of like sometimes it's not really investing in the meme. You're kind of investing in the KOL who's pushing that meme. So I think when you find a KOL is gonna you think grow over time. Like for example, Dip Wheeler basically almost single-handedly pushed Farcoin to 2 billion. So one funny account can really push a meme really hard, or Ansem with Whiff. That was like mostly Ansem, or like yeah,
It
basically
was
mostly
Ansem.
Ansem. That made that go so crazy.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, Dip Wheeler, I have to respect it because even when everything was going down quite a bit, like even Farcoin, he was just memeing continuously. You'd see it all the time,
Generational
right?
bottom.
It bounced and stuff. So it is good. Like yeah, it does make a massive difference when you have a KOL like that. So
Yeah, yeah. I'd say he's happy today anyway.
yeah, I think Hyperliquid ran out of it apparently. I don't know if that was just a joke.
Yeah, yeah.
So
No, they didn't run out. Oh, here's some. Well, we probably shouldn't show that on YouTube. Um, they didn't run out, but they like capped the amount of open interest. So there was so much open interest on Farcoin that they like wouldn't let any more people long it because probably because of the whole jelly jelly situation. They're like, no, that's the limit. You can't, in case someone's trying to manipulate it. Because I looked at
cover.
the yeah, I looked at the funding and it's like 100% annualized on Fartcoin. So people are going crazy trying to long this at this point.
Oh, so when funding goes positive, it means that a lot of people are longing, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah. So it was like 100% when I checked. So maybe just don't FOMO into it right now. Wait for the pullback, and I think the pullback to what is it, like 60 cents probably makes the most sense. Oh, where's it going?
That makes sense.
Oh, here it is. Farcoin. Yeah, I think if it gets back down there, could be a nice entry if you wanted to get into it. Um, and then obviously you have a very clear invalidation. If it breaks through that, then okay, I can just get out then.
60 cents. Oh, okay, got you, got you.
Yeah, I think it's about 62 cents was the breakout. So when it broke that, it just went vertical.
It does seem like the strongest asset, like out of all the alts. It's crazy. But
Yeah, and yeah, it has a long way to go. And yeah, it doesn't really have that many back holders. Like I feel like, Whiff or Bonk or what are the other top memes, Pepe, like there's a lot of overhead supply. Like I still hold a decent amount of Whiff. Like it's kind of, has a lot of bag holders higher that would be happy to sell at $1, $2. So it's going to be hard to, you know, get to new highs. But maybe it can.
I think they made a mistake by refunding the spear funds because if they had waited for like a bull market and then announced it, it would have pumped with.
Yeah, yeah, true. Yeah, I think people are just getting angry. That was so annoying. Like the fact that they had it signed, like it was all good, and then so I think that was like where was it? It must be in here that they announced that they got the sphere, and then it pumped like 50% in a day. I think it was this candle. And then because they posted that, the Sphere cancelled on them. And yeah, so like if and everyone was going mad about it. Like it would have been great for all meme coins if Dog with Hat gone on the Sphere. Like it would have been so
Exactly.
much publicity for meme coins in general. But the entirety of Twitter hated it. So that's kind of why it got cancelled.
Yeah, yeah. I think because of Ansem, I think people just turned against Ansem and then with.
Yeah, they hate Ansem.
And now Anthem's everyone likes him again. Even like yeah, I guess I don't know. They started hating on other people like Murad or other people instead now, right?
Yeah, yeah, maybe. Yeah, but in fairness, Ansem has played this market very well. Called the top,
He did.
and yeah, yeah, that was. I wish I listened.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
uh,
I know. Like same here. I wish I like stabled a bit more, but in the bull market, I don't feel like stabling that much. But I know it's good practice to do it.
yeah, like I just it's kind of hard to tell like if we're still in a bull market or in a bear market. Like my kind of yeah, my instinct is like I said, this blue one that but like there is always the chance that the bull market's over. So it is probably does make sense to have a bit of stables in case we're going into like a year long bear market.
Yeah.
But I do kind of think like this would be the lows. I couldn't imagine Bitcoin dropping below like 50 grand. The reason being is like in the last cycle, we had FTX collapsing, we had Celsius collapsing, we had 3 hours capital, and we had a crazy bull market, and we had like massive, well, a decent recession. So that's what sent Bitcoin minus 80%. So unless something like that happens, I can't see Bitcoin. Like I think there's way more institutions involved now that would be happy to bid it up if there was a 50% correction that we didn't have institutions really in the last cycle. So I think institutional capital are very happy to get in on smaller corrections that we are not going to. There wouldn't really be panic sellers as much, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, I agree, especially with the Trump administration as well, wanting to do a reserve for Bitcoin and stablecoin, loads of stablecoin stuff coming through as well. I just think it's a good what's the word like background for just crypto in general, and then Bitcoin would probably benefit quite well from that.
Yeah, yeah, and I think if we did get down, like say we are going into this blue scenario, I do think this kind of range, what is it, like 69K plus or minus 5K would be like really nice entries on anything, like somewhere around here. I
Yeah,
think
I
that would
agree.
be that's the previous all-time high, and there was like a lot of resistance back here before, so kind of would make sense. So that's kind of where I'd probably deploy my small amount of stables and buy Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin should do well in this environment now because like countries aren't trusting each other. There's rumors of Russia and China doing trade in Bitcoin. If that happened, like I think even the rumor of it should be pretty bullish, but it could actually happen.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw that rumor. Yeah, that would be pretty bullish if that did happen. Yeah.
Um, yeah, was there anything else? Oh, did you want to talk about NFTs?
I mean, we could do if we have time. Otherwise, we can always do it. It's up to you, or we can always do it next time as well. I don't mind.
Oh, it's up to you. If you have any alpha, feel free to share.
Not really any alpha. Like I was saying earlier, I think like Steady Teddy's on Chain, that was the main hyped one, and it did pretty well, right? It went from it was $88 mint, and it went. I'd like to say it went to all time high of like 180 or so Barra, which I guess is about $1,000. So it's 10x, not
Jesus,
bad.
nice,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. So apart from that, um,
So NFTs on alternate chains.
Yeah, you're always
new.
seeing them do well. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
you always see the leading one, like Hypio we mentioned on Hyperliquid, and even some other ones on Hyperliquid have done fairly well.
yeah.
Um,
I haven't been buying any NFTs. Oh, did you want to mention ordinals? I haven't really been looking at these. Is there anything happening there?
they're pretty down bad, to be
Yeah,
fair.
they are really damn bad.
Do you think they're gonna come back?
I honestly have no idea at this point, to be honest. So hard to know. What do you think?
I think that there is some chance they do come back, but maybe not as crazy as we think. Like, for
Yeah,
example, what are they called? Puppets and the other one that people like, the OMBs. I
yeah,
think those two are pretty strong. With that said, I would personally be careful, and it's, you need to kind of see an uptrend to be kind of wanting to buy these.
yeah,
Otherwise, I'd probably stick to like alts and memes and or NFTs on other chains instead. So
yeah. Like I have a couple of these that I bought for point one, so eh, super wrecked. So I hope
thing
they
is,
come back.
puppets could come back. That is probably the one with a lot of culture still, but
Yeah, true. And Bitcoin's doing well, so maybe that's good for puppets.
even if I guess in the worst case, if Bitcoin does a 2-3x and puppets hopefully don't retrace more than this, at the
Yeah.
worst case, USD value would be okay.
Can you show the chart? Oh, there's the chart. Sorry. Yeah, so hasn't bottomed yet. Still kind of looks like it's in a downtrend. So you kind of wanted to do something like this, and then you can kind of buy here, and then hope that it keeps going.
Yeah.
Kind of need this. You kind of need this rounding bottom. So once that starts happening, probably a nice entry. Yeah, so I could see some of these coming back. Yeah, I think Bitcoin puppets, in my opinion, are the top collection. What did you think about the Taproot Wizard mint? I think you got one, didn't you?
Yeah, so Taproot Wizards, I did mint one, and I'm quite surprised by the price action of it. So I don't think it's looking good, but um, I don't know. Like it's quite under mint price, so
Yeah,
in a very short space of time. But there's not that many listings, so I'm just gonna hold it for now and see what happens with it. But yeah,
what
I
do
do kind of regret minting it.
do they have plans or Udi and stuff? What are they saying about this?
um, well, he's not really saying anything. I think he's saying it's a pure collectible. There's
Okay.
rumors of a token because they're doing their own chain on Bitcoin. Um,
Okay.
so that's a rumor, but they've kind of denied that. I guess they probably can't say if it's true or not. And if it's not true, I wouldn't be surprised as well.
Yeah, because I
Um,
do know they are builders. Like they are trying to bring DeFi onto Bitcoin, those guys.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So like with a low supply and low listings, I'm hoping that they have some upside. I mean, I would not, I'd be looking at OMBs or puppets over it if I'm being
Okay.
honest.
Okay.
But it's I think if it had done well, you would have seen green across of the whole of ordinals, and the fact that it hasn't at the moment is not great.
So I think
Um,
this something similar happened on ETH. I can't remember. I think you were around, but the fact that they got such a big mint in kind of tough times was just such a bad idea. Like I think they charged 0.2 Bitcoin and raised like 30 million.
yeah,
So if you take that much money from the Bitcoin trenches, there's not that much capital in ordinals and runes, then everything else like loses its bid because people have spent all their Bitcoin that they want to allocate to ordinals on these taproot wizards. So kind of the same thing happened on ETH at the end of the NFT bull run last cycle. Azuki did a massive mint, raised like 50 million, and that was kind of like the nail in the coffin for NFTs. They raised like 50 million and brought out another bullshit collection, and it just like basically all the money that was still left in ETH NFTs just evaporated. There was no bid, and there were sellers, but just no buyers then because all their money was gone.
Exactly. Yeah. But what the crazy thing is, on-chain monkeys, they did a mint today for like I think 0.004, and they minted out like a whole collection today, like in
This one,
minutes. Um, yeah,
no.
so that's the parent collection, and then I think the
Okay,
one they minted today is not live for trading.
right.
But there was like a whitelist phase, and apparently you just minted all out. I didn't have it, and I wasn't interested in it, but I was quite surprised that I don't know what raise. So I guess 0.004 times, I don't know what Bitcoin is, 80,000. So $320 per mint. I don't know if they did like a 10K. If they did a 10K collection, that's like a 3 million raise.
Jesus, nice.
Yeah. So yeah, I was shocked because this was before the Trump news as well, and it just minted out. So
There's still a bit of money there then.
yeah, it's surprising. There's still money in the ecosystem.
And
Oh
how are
yeah,
runes looking?
if you scroll to the bottom, I think I can see it now.
This one,
Ah, it looks like it's live for trading. OCM Katoshi, I think it's called.
okay.
I could see it when I scrolled like down the page a little bit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I'm
This one.
on. Yeah, is that the one getting bids right now? A few buys. Um,
I think yeah.
yeah,
Small
that's
coin.
the one.
Okay.
I think that's the mint price it's being listed for. Maybe some people got them free. I don't know, but I'm not personally interested in it because I haven't even looked into it. But I've never been a fan. But yeah, it's interesting to see there's still some liquidity there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And the other thing, if we move on from Bitcoin, like the other thing I would say, if you want to take part in the abstract airdrop, I'd say the Pudgy Penguins ecosystem, Pengu. I think Pengu as well. Like,
I was
I
going to
think
ask you
that's
about that. Like,
yeah,
is a little pudgy? They weren't really retraced because I wanted to get one for point eight and I missed the entry. But would you be looking at little pudgies here, or oh,
yeah,
like you
so,
said, Pingu?
yeah. So I have a little Pudgy and one of the Pudgy rods, but if you wanted like a lower exposure, like I'm very certain holding Pengu. Well, for a fact, holding Pengu boosts your points. And I don't know. I have a hunch that this might be close to a bottom at this point. Like it's kind of maybe I'm wrong and it keeps going down, but I think this might start being a bottom. So it could be an entry if you want to get into the Pudgy Penguins ecosystem and get the airdrop as well.
Nice.
Yeah. So ETH NFTs, CryptoPunks, Pudgies, Solana NFTs. I haven't looked at these in a while. Not doing too bad. Mad Lads 50 Sol. It's not terrible. Retardio's only 6 Sol. That's pretty bad.
Could be one that you kind of bet on, like Mitch coming back and
Yeah, true.
pumping
All
it.
right. Is there anything else you wanted to touch on?
Um, no, no, I don't think so. Actually, how about yourself?
I think we can leave it there if you want.
Yeah, man, sounds good.
Okay, sick. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed the conversation, and we'll hopefully do it again next week if you're free.
Yeah, man, likewise. And yeah, yes, that sounds good. Let's hope the market continues to pump,
Yeah.
and yeah, we all our bags go to Valhalla.
Yeah, that would be good for Pumpamentals episode 3.
Exactly.
All right, man. Well, cheers, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right, man, take it easy.
All right, see you guys. Bye.